I'm going crazy. 무뎌져.
In a dazzling rays of sun and a perfectly glass walled office, he was sitting over his chair with his soft fingers tapping over the keyboard of the computer screen. In front of him, he was wearing a white shirt that hugged his shoulder perfectly and his chest line was visible. He wasn't wearing any tie, while the first two buttons of his shirt were open to pass some air. Both cuffs were folded up just below his elbow. His fingers halted when he heard a knock over his office door. "Come in." I said, not knowing who was behind this glass door, but then the door opened and two rose-red heels came in my view, perfectly fitted feet walking in. My gaze went up slowly, knowing who the person is. I saw her bare slim legs and her black skirt above her knees. She was wearing a white shirt underneath her red coat. Her hair is perfectly closed in a bun with few hair strands left out on her face, giving her bossy expression from her hazel eyes. My gaze went toward her ring finger, where she was wearing her diamond wedding ring. But she shines more than the diamond because she is a living gem, and this living gem is only mine. How lucky, right? You don't need to knock at my office door, I said softly as her lip twitched up from corners. As she stood beside my office table, placing her one hand over the table, her hazel cat eyes met mine. Manners, June, manners. Even if I'm the CEO here, but these manners rules are for everyone. Until she spoke her words, her eyes were deeply swimming in mine. She didn't even blink while speaking these words. Her gaze made me feel a jumble of butterflies in my stomach that I looked away, with blush creating over my cheeks. As she noticed my shy behavior, a slutty smirk was plastered over her lips. She leaned over the table, placing her both hands straight on the table to support her body, but as she leaned, a little part of her came in front of my eyes. The tension was now here decreasing in the environment but increasing second by second. "I told you look into my eyes when we speak," she spoke in her sweet voice, but right now it sounds more like a demand. Her eyes moving from my eyes to lips, she leaned more towards me and placed a peck over my lips, my eyes widened by her action as I bit my lips and pressed my lips in a thin line. She chuckled, watching me get weak by only her peck and sharp gaze. "Don't look at me like this," or before she could complete a sentence, I placed a file and a USB in front of her. She raised an eyebrow. "New designs are done. Now only you have to recheck them, so we will proceed to make material." She backed off, sighing, but nodded eventually. "Sure I will. Anything else, Mrs. Yun?" She crossed her arms over her chest, indirectly sulking that I stopped her from her teasing session. "No, nothing else, thanks." I smiled as I achieved something and turned to my computer screen. But guess what? She's queen of stubbornness. My chair was turned around by a pull from my desk, and before I could say something, her one hand was gripping my collar and the other was placed over my chair handle while her rosy lips were placed over my right one. My eyes eventually went closed and only her scent and her position was taking over me. Her soft turned into a hungry one as she took my between her upper one or ate her teeth gaze over my skin as in a second she pulled back and sat on my lap and again attached me like a hungry tigress. My hands automatically wrapping around her waist while her one arm was around my neck, another one my chest. She knew what she was doing to me and to herself, and she needed to stop because we are in the office. She tilted her head while exploring an ardent or peak. She liked to be done, and I enjoyed it too, so why not? She grabbed my hand from her waist and guided under her coat and stopping over her. A wave of heat runs through my veins when she my hand over her fabric and her disappearance. I quickly backed off my hand and frown appeared on her face as she broke it and looked at me. I shook my head while trying to breathe normally. "Did not hear why and we are in the office. We just were talking about manners and rules." Her hazel eyes became darker as she tilted her head and stared deep into my soul. "If I can make rules for everyone, then I can break them too, John." She leaned over to my ear, brushing off my earlobe. "And when it comes to you, I forgot what manners and rules are. Because you make me go crazy for you, Jin." I sucked over the air and hissed when she bit my lower lip and then pegged over it. "Let's meet in the meeting, honey." She stood up and fixed her clothes and hairs, then walked to the door. She gripped the handle, but before opening it, she turned around and winked at me. Then, opening the door, she walked out. With her bossy style, I clenched my chest tightly, closing my eyes and throwing my body backward to relax. After a while, there was a meeting in the conference room. The meeting Juan was talking about. Juan is the CEO of a fashion designing company, while Jungkook is chief editor and also director of the company. They are a happily married couple, but there is a unique thing between them as husband and wife, and that's why Juan is dominating Juan mostly. Jung too likes this dominancy of hers, so he never complains about it, but he also never forgets how possessive she is over him. With my laptop on file, I entered in the conference room. Before me, everyone was already sitting in the conference room, including our CEO. As I walked to sit in my chair, my eyes met hers. She had her smug look portrayed like a proud. Her aura gives shivers around to everyone. The way she sits, the way she talks or discusses is like everything you ever want to hear. Nothing less or nothing more than this. I sat on my chair comfortably, greeted by other employees. As everyone is here, which team will be first for presentation? She asked in her melodic voice that was no less than a horrific guide of her employees sitting here because they know their one mistake is their last mistake. Mr. Jones. Suddenly I heard a little familiar feminine voice. Turning my head around, I saw the head of marketing department sitting beside me. Yes, Miss Sheila? As I said her name, I literally found her behavior a little odd. Like she smiled shyly and tugged her hair behind her ear. Cringe. It's cringe for me if the person doing this action isn't my wife, my woman. What do you think of our team going first? She looked down, smiling like a creep and asked, if you guys can do better, then go, I said, but then I felt a sharp gaze on me. Turning my gaze, I found my tigress eyeing me with her raised eyebrow. I can sense jealousy level going up. No, I mean, last time you saw my presentation, but you didn't say words for it. Oh, words. That was normal or good, I guess. I honestly answered because I really don't remember what was her presentation on. Really? Then I'll do my best now. I gave her a slight smile and nodded, but then my eyes met her. She wasn't sitting far from me, and then the presentation started. Because of that, Vine had to move her chair towards me or more close to look at the screen properly. I focused on the screen with everyone as Michelle and her team started to present. After like 5 minutes, I felt a hand over my knowing it's hers. I didn't have much attention at this, her habit usually. But her hand started to get my attention and I started to move forward. Gulping a lump, I placed my hand over her, telling her to stop, but she and her stubbornness. Her hand went towards mine. My breath started to hitch and chest going up and down as her thin long fingers started to I looked towards her too, but she was looking at the screen. Having out breath, I leaned my back at the chair knowing this free punishment is from her jealousy, but I don't get irritated by it. I love to see her getting provoked if another lady tries to be close to me. Not every wife is like this for their man. We always talk to our loved ones about our happiness, but you know that person has a special place for you in their heart if they share their sorrow with you. A little gas left my mouth when her fingers brushed over a really, really long place. I can see her lips twitching. She knew what she is doing. As her hand was going, held it tightly and traced my fingers or her hand as no. Respecting her privacy, she took her man, but that's not the end. It was 8 p.m. when I reached home, not finding her in the living room. I went towards her bedroom. Opening the door, I turned to lock it and placed my bag over the side of the couch. But as I faced the bed, my whole figure froze, my heart racing like a horse running. I forgot to blink my eyes. She was standing beside the vanity, wearing a red nice silky dress, and intentionally I licked my dry lip. Already she had her devilish smirk upon her lips, and those lips. Slowly, she started to walk towards me. The dim lights in the room were making the scene more perfect. I told you that it wasn't the end, it was the start. Her silk dress was perfectly hiding her figure with her was showing fully and her milky were in full view. Her bare feet looked in heels. She moved her arm up to me, placing it carefully just above my heart. This only belongs to me. She spoke in a whisper, then her hand went up to my face, cupping my cheek and caressing them. These are only mine. Her fingers traced my skin from cheek down to my jaw and collarbone. Then she placed both hands over my button shirt and second it with her fingers, earning a guess from me that now my shirt was all open and abs were in front of her gaze. She traced her fingers didn't leave a point to be missed while I was feeling tingles in my body, the way she was looking at me and the way she was touching me. That was enough to declare whom I belonged to. Her fingers halted over. She inserted her two fingers in my waistband and pulled me closer. I was so lost in her action that I was doing the action eyes were demanding me to do. Tilting her head, she tipped her eyes, never leaving mine. She placed her lips on but didn't move them entirely. She was teasing me. Her fingers from my waistband slowly curled really hard and my legs started to shake for her touch. Tonight I'll make you scream my name so loud that everyone will know whom you belong to.